In the last video, I challenge you to listen to what I say before you reject my ideas or show contempt. I simply ask, before you pass judgment on me, my intellectual ability, my worldview, or my interpretation of the Bible, please hear me out. If you're listening to what I have said, you believe the worst about me and what I say and believe, so be it. I simply encourage you not to show contempt for me or my words prior to your examination of what I'm going to say. I do recognize that you may have already reached your conclusion about people who believe the things I do. If that is the case, I suppose you will probably shut me down about now. I would ask, though, that you hear me out. I promise I will not ask for money, try to get you to join my cult, or try to wrangle you into some multi-level marketing scheme. I just ask that you stay with me to the end. If nothing else, you will be able to laugh at my imbecilic simplicity and superstitious rantings. It will give you fodder as you engage in mocking me with your friends the next time you meet. Now that we have the introduction out of the way, let us begin. So over the next 3 videos, I will tell you 6 things you need to know if you want to have a chance to successfully navigate the days that are coming upon the earth. Quick hint, things are only going to get worse. The Bible verses referenced will be taken from the Christian New Testament. The first thing you need to know is that scoffing and mocking of God as creator and the return of Jesus Christ to judge all men has permeated the modern psyche like no other time in history. The Apostle Peter, also known as Saint Peter, the first pope of the Catholic Church, predicted in 2 Peter chapter 3 that scoffers will come in the last days with scoffing, following their own sinful desires. They will say, "Where's the promise of his coming? For ever since the fathers fell asleep, all things are continuing as they were from the beginning of creation." Verse 5 says, "For they deliberately overlooked this fact, that the heavens existed long ago, and the earth was formed out of water and through water by the word of God, and that by means of these the world that then existed was deluged with water and perished." Peter predicted over 1900 years ago that in the last days people will forget or deny that God made the heavens and the earth. They will scoff and mock those that do believe that Jesus the Christ is coming back and that he is the creator of the heavens and the earth. Just watch a documentary or listen to a science class in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, or university, and see how many times you are told that we are only on the earth by random chance, electrical energy, biochemical luck, mutations, natural selection, adaptations, and time. Lots of time. How many times in these classrooms or in educational documentaries does any scientific authority or teacher or professor attribute any aspect of the observed universe or the complexity of life on earth to an intelligent designer, much less the God of the Bible? Indeed, a more common occurrence is that those who literally believe that the God of the Bible created the heavens and the earth are mocked, ridiculed, and scoffed at, just like Peter wrote 1900 years ago. The second thing you need to know is the Apostle Paul told us that perilous times are coming, and as you can see, have already come. 2 Timothy 3, 1-9, the Apostle, also known as St. Paul, told us in the New Testament letter to a young man named Timothy, "In the last days perilous times will come." After that warning, he went on to give a very vivid description of the characteristics of those perilous times. As you hear this list, please compare these actions to the actions we are seeing in our world today. As we go, pay special attention to what you know about the contrast between the frequency and increasing severity of these things today as compared to what you know about life in the recent and distant past. First, men will be lovers of themselves. They will be lovers of money, boasters, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, unappeasable, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, treacherous, reckless, haughty, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, demonstrating a form of godliness but denying the power, seductive and always learning, never able to arrive at the truth. Needless to say, these characteristics have been present in men and women since the beginning of time, or at least as long as we humans have been recording our history. But today, we clearly see an exaggeration of these characteristics throughout most of the world. In this video, we have seen that St. Peter and St. Paul have to say about the times in which we are living. In the next video, we'll take a look at what Jesus the Christ has to say about the days in which we are living.